Greetings. This week, a horrible and senseless attack was carried out by an individual who strongly identifies as a white nationalist, and has called for further violence to advance his agenda, and the agenda of his partners in crime. The attack in New Zealand shows that this is a global problem that we're facing. The attacker was hoping to spark a new civil war between people of different races and ethnicities, and he was using the media hype surrounding the so-called culture war that has dominated Western politics for the past several years. The mainstream media plays a role in these terrorist attacks too, by putting flames on the fire of division between different political and cultural groups who were able to coexist with their differences not very long ago. The intensity of coverage for fringe political beliefs have now given those beliefs power and helped with recruitment. Even with the coverage of this most recent tragedy, the attacker was able to get his message out, which could inspire many to follow in his footprints. In fact, in the New Zealand attacker's manifesto, he admits that he was inspired to carry out the massacre by another mass shooter who also published a manifesto. The attacker in New Zealand, and many others in the ranks of the global racists, believe that they are fighting against terrorism, or that their attacks are in response to terrorism carried out by people from different countries. However, what these people fail to see is that they are a part of the terror, and are ensuring that more terror continues. Deep down it seems that many of these groups want continued fighting and continued terror, so they can be justified in attacking the other side and carrying out violence against their enemies. In the manifesto, the attacker said that he wanted more fighting, and many of these groups see this as the only solution to the problems in the world. Sadly, there are many people out there who do not see this as a tragedy but are celebrating because they think they are winning a battle in a war. Extremists on the other side are now threatening retaliation, which would continue the cycle of violence, and give the white supremacists exactly what they want, an excuse for more violence. There has been enough of this violence, and we are reaching a point of no return where soon shootings like these and terrorist attacks in response will become a part of everyday life. Now is our time to stop fascism before it is too late. The growing acceptance and mainstreaming of fascism is an issue that Anonymous cannot allow to continue any longer. The rhetoric and actions of these groups threaten peace and security all over the world and even in cyberspace. Cyberspace is the domain of Anonymous, and racist nationalist groups have already begun having trouble in our domain. Just last year, Anonymous was credited with taking down some of the largest white nationalist websites on the internet, including the Daily Stormer, Span Class equals Skimlinks Unlinked, AltRightTV.com/Span, Vanguard America.online, Span Class equals Skimlinks Unlinked, American Nazi Party.com/Span. Span Class equals Skimlinks Unlinked. These takedowns were all a part of #optimistic terrorism, which is still an ongoing anonymous operation, along with hundreds of others. /Span. Freedom of speech online must be defended, but the anonymous ones are monitoring the situation and keeping an eye of potential threats. When these threats are identified, they will be exposed for all the world to see. In the past, Anonymous has proven far more capable of tracking down bad guys than the most powerful governments and intelligence agencies in the world. These groups may think that they know their way around the internet because they hang out on 4chan and 8chan and know a thing or few about encryption, but the anonymous ones are seasoned professionals who are located at every corner of the world in a variety of different high and low-level positions, all dedicated to finding and exposing any group that wages war and terror against innocent people. This has been a message to the terrorists and potential terrorists who seek to harm the peaceful and innocent people of the world. This has been a message from Anonymous. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.